look then at the EQ Mindsets handout. And when you take the complimentary assessment that I'll send you with your email address, you'll find out your style. You will also find out your EQ strengths and mindsets. And generally, the three closest to your dot, and your dot is, your primary style, we call it D, I, S, or C. Those are on the circumference, and then there are 5 then that are, by default, your stretch mindsets. However, this assessment is not just a DiSC assessment. It is asking you about your emotional intelligence, behaviors, and preferences. So you will have something called an effort meter that I'll show you a little bit later, which will potentially show that some of these stretch mindsets might be easier for you than you think, okay? It depends. And when you see the Catalyst platform, it's kind of cool because it turns and varies based on, how you take it, okay? So you'll also learn how to stretch into other mindsets, and I'll walk you through the beginner, the intermediate, and the advanced behavioral suggestions and how to take advantage of those. All right, so let's look at that. Discovering your DiSC style, your strengths and areas of opportunity will be the key thing that you'll start with. And then you'll start to learn the value of other approaches and when you want to use these other approaches, and then come up with the beginning of an action plan. And all of that is in the assessment itself. So let's talk about someone. Now, we didn't learn Alicia's style, did we? She was so agile and flexible. She's a unicorn. But, most of us, not so much. So I wonder if there's anyone who's a CD in this room. Does anybody know? For those of you who know your DiSC. Okay, so you'll see that depending on your strengths and your areas for growth or beyond your comfort zone, you'll have different strengths and you'll have different needs. So this particular person is naturally objective, resolute, and self-assured. This is not me. I'm not naturally objective or resolute, although I can be, and that's what I meant with that effort meter. And you'll see that that has an effect on other people. And for other people, people really see that this person is an expert in their field. Often, an agile project manager, perhaps, that they have high standards, they think critically, but they can be critical, so people might wonder if they're dissatisfied or if people like them, right? So the opportunity might be here for the emotional buy-in and the selling ability. So let's recognize that. So let's say that is the case. You can see that the dynamic area is up to the North Pole, I call it, and to the right is empathizing. But you see why that might be hard for this person. Because if I need to be competent and have high standards, being dynamic and empathetic doesn't really meet that need. So that's really helpful for people to understand. And when you take the assessment, in a classroom setting, I would have you go through it and read it and process it and so forth. Just like we do with the DiSC, you'll see what mindsets come naturally to you, but you'll also learn what each one of those are and what the benefits are of each one. So this mindset's benefits include being able to relate to people better, right? People like you more, people open up to you more. But if you get stuck in that mindset, what could happen? You can read it, but tell me in your own words, what could happen if you get stuck being too empathetic? You get taken advantage of. People pleasing, yes, we hear that term. This is a very long room. I feel like I should bowl or something. Let me know if you can't hear me. I'll walk back there a little bit more too. All right, super. So let's talk about beyond your comfort zone. So you all have determined which are your likely strengths. Okay, good. All right, we're going to see Ava again and learn about her beyond comfort zone areas and what she can do about it. And again, I want you to pay attention to what her opportunities are and why it might be hard for her to see the opportunities. And then what can we do about it? Okay? So